You are not here by chance. This moment, precisely this one, is the universe's gentle whisper reaching through the endless tapestry of time to remind you your presence is sacred, purposeful, and absolutely necessary. Everything around you, everything within you, pulses with a singular cosmic rhythm, a symphony of universal truth echoing throughout eternity. You, dear soul, are the manifestation of infinite possibility, the realization of divine potential wrapped gently in human form. Pause and breathe deeply now. Feel this truth settle into your bones. Feel it resonate within your heartbeat as I share with you this simple yet profound wisdom. You are not here by accident. You were called into existence by the same intelligence that painted galaxies into the velvet canvas of space, that whispered life into the petals of the rose, and ignited stars from particles of dust. Your very existence is a deliberate act, not a random occurrence. The universe dreamed of you long before your first breath was taken. Look around your life, your environment, your experiences. They are not mere circumstances. They are the language through which the universe speaks directly to your soul. Every relationship, every encounter, every moment, whether bathed in joy or shaded in challenge, is a conversation with the divine. It's a dialogue intended to awaken your inner knowing, to stir your heart, to remember who you truly are, a spark of infinite consciousness having a temporary human experience. Consider for a moment the story of your arrival. Your presence on this earth was orchestrated by countless events, each delicately woven, each thread of experience intersecting in perfect harmony. Your being here today means you are essential. Your soul's calling is as integral to the universe's unfolding as the orbit of the planets or the songbird's morning melody. You, with your unique combination of talents, passions, dreams, and even your perceived limitations, are precisely what the world needs. This truth is your birthright. Claim it fully. Release any illusion that you are small or insignificant. You are as grand as the universe itself because you are not separate from it. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. Every atom in your body once danced in distant stars, and every cell is a living testament to the magic of creation. Within you lies the power to change worlds, the power to heal, to forgive, to love fiercely, and to manifest dreams that ripple outward, touching countless lives. If ever you find yourself doubting your worth, remind yourself that your very existence defies astronomical odds. You are stardust shaped by divine hands. You are eternity woven into the fabric of now. Every breath you take is a sacred affirmation of the universe's trust in you. You are entrusted with a precious gift, the unfolding of consciousness itself. Honor this gift. Live consciously, love unconditionally, and trust profoundly that the universe will guide you where you must go. Yet, so often we forget this. We allow the world's noise to drown out the quiet, powerful voice of our soul. We become lost in confusion, fear, doubt, and illusion. We begin believing we are separate from the source of all creation, separate from each other, and separate from our own truth. But understand this deeply: separation is an illusion. You are never alone, never forgotten, never abandoned. You are cradled eternally in the loving embrace of the universe itself, and when you return your awareness to this reality, everything changes. Awaken now to your spiritual identity. Beneath your name, your titles, your achievements, your mistakes, beneath all of these transient layers is the luminous, eternal, wise soul, forever connected to the divine tapestry of life. The soul always knows it knows your true nature, your highest purpose, and your deepest desires. Listen carefully. Quiet the mind and let your soul speak clearly, for its voice will always guide you back to wholeness, back to truth. Your life becomes a beautiful unfolding when you align yourself with this universal knowing. Everything shifts when you release the heavy chains of ego, judgment, and resentment, when you recognize that forgiveness is the path to ultimate freedom. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the highest expression of strength and the purest form of love. It unshackles your soul, setting you free to soar. When you forgive, you reclaim your divine power and realign yourself with the vibration of love. As you align more deeply with love and release your attachments to past wounds, something miraculous happens. Your life begins to resonate with effortless ease. Abundance flows freely, relationships deepen, and peace becomes your natural state. Life unfolds as a beautiful melody rather than a chaotic noise because you are now in harmony with universal intelligence. This intelligence, dear soul, lives within you. It patiently awaits your acknowledgement. It gently guides you, whispers softly in your heart, and moves through your intuition. It speaks in signs, synchronicities, feelings, and inspirations. To hear clearly, you must quiet the ego's incessant chatter, let go of fears, and trust deeply that you are guided and loved unconditionally. Trust that your highest good is always unfolding. Know this profoundly: you are enough, just as you are. This very moment holds everything you need to experience joy, peace, and purpose. Let go of the striving, the struggle to be someone other than who you are. Allow yourself to rest fully in the powerful, gentle embrace of self-acceptance. From this place of inner stillness, all wisdom arises and all transformations begin. Change your thoughts and your entire life will follow. Your thoughts are powerful creators shaping your reality moment by moment. They are not idle. They are vibrant, active energies that echo throughout your life and beyond. Choose thoughts of love, abundance, gratitude, and joy. Choose thoughts aligned with your highest self and watch in awe as your reality shifts profoundly. Your outer world becomes a reflection of your inner harmony. You see, your existence is the universe becoming conscious of itself through you. Your life is the cosmos exploring, creating, loving, and expressing itself uniquely through your essence. How miraculous this is, how beautifully empowering. The universe delights in experiencing life through your senses, emotions, thoughts, and actions. Embrace this responsibility and honor it with love, intention, and clarity. Every step forward, every challenge you face, every moment of joy and sorrow is part of your soul's sacred curriculum. Do not resist the lessons presented. They arrive to shape you, to grow you, and to reveal the depth of your spirit. Every difficulty you encounter is an invitation into greater wisdom, greater love, greater strength, and greater spiritual awakening. Welcome these lessons as sacred guides rather than adversaries. Always remember, you have never walked alone. Every breath is taken in communion with all of life. Your existence echoes through the universal heart. Your every heartbeat synchronized with the eternal rhythm of creation. Your soul is timeless. It dances freely between realms of existence, gathering wisdom and love along the way. Let this timelessness comfort and inspire you. You are infinite. You are eternal. Rest assured, the universe has called you here, to this exact moment, to this precise place, to awaken fully to your divine potential. It beckons you gently, whispering into your soul, you are ready, you are needed, you are loved beyond measure. Embrace this calling now. Release hesitation and step confidently into the truth of who you really are. Your life is not accidental. It is an exquisite, purposeful expression of divine love. Yes, dear one, you are here by divine appointment. The universe itself has summoned you, and your presence is the sacred answer. And so now, let your heart be as open as the vastness of the sky, unbounded, clear, and endlessly receptive to the gentle currents of universal guidance. Feel deeply that everything unfolding around you is inviting you to witness the sacred within the ordinary, the profound within the simple, and the eternal within each fleeting moment. Let this awareness wash over you like a soft cleansing rain, renewing your spirit and dissolving away illusions of separation. Imagine, if you will, a vast ocean that stretches infinitely toward every horizon. Each wave that rises and falls upon its surface appears separate, unique, individual, yet beneath that surface, each wave remains forever unified in the great, boundless sea. This ocean is your essence, and every wave, every ripple, every gentle movement is a reflection of your eternal connection to the whole of existence. No wave exists independently. No drop of water is ever truly apart from its source. You are not simply on the ocean, you are the ocean itself, breathing, moving, experiencing itself in infinite expressions. In moments of doubt or confusion, pause gently and return to the stillness that rests beneath the waves of thought and emotion. In the sacred silence of your soul, clarity will arise as naturally as morning sunlight, illuminating the path you must walk with serene certainty. Trust deeply in this quiet wisdom, for it is the language of the universe whispering to you directly, guiding you effortlessly toward fulfillment, peace, and true purpose. See clearly that all burdens you carry, all past wounds you hold on to, and all fears about an uncertain future are merely shadows cast by clouds passing momentarily before your inner Sunday. Clouds may dim your vision briefly, but they cannot alter the brilliant light within you. Allow them simply to pass without judgment or attachment. Let your inner radiance shine unimpeded, for in its illumination, the world becomes an endless field of miraculous possibilities, a space of boundless love and profound transformation. Each relationship, each encounter becomes sacred ground when viewed through the eyes of unconditional love. When you recognize the divine essence in others, when you truly see them not as separate beings but as reflections of your very self, miracles occur. Love transforms all it touches. It heals wounds that seem permanent, dissolves barriers that seemed insurmountable, and lifts hearts that seemed irrevocably weighed down. Be an instrument of love's gentle yet powerful force, and watch as your own life becomes an effortless flow of grace. Your purpose here is not to strive tirelessly, but to awaken gracefully, allowing your inherent divinity to flow naturally through your being and into the world. Your life's greatest achievements will emerge not from pushing or forcing outcomes, but from aligning effortlessly with the intelligence that orchestrates the blooming of every flower, the turning of every season, and the breathing of every living creature. Awaken fully now. For this awakening is why you are here. It is the essence of your calling. You have been summoned lovingly, intentionally to remember that your true nature is infinite and divine. Live from this remembrance. Love from this truth. Move forward in this awareness and watch your life blossom into the beautiful masterpiece it was always destined to become. As you walk forward into this ever-expanding realization, know that each step is guided, each breath supported, each moment an integral note in the eternal symphony of universal harmony. Listen deeply, love fully, and trust completely. You are not merely observing the universe unfold. You are its co-creator, intimately and forever connected to the sacred dance of all existence. Continuing gently on this path of awakening, feel the depth of your inner landscape opening before you, vast and fertile, rich with potential waiting patiently beneath the surface. Within this sacred terrain resides the ancient wisdom that life itself has meticulously planted within you, seeds of truth quietly awaiting your nurturing awareness. You are the gardener, beloved soul. Your consciousness is the sunlight, your intentions the gentle rain. Tend your inner world with love, patience, and mindfulness, and you will witness an abundant harvest of joy, clarity, and peace. Know that healing is not merely the absence of pain, but the presence of boundless compassion, understanding, and acceptance. It emerges when you invite your shadows into the gentle illumination of your soul's infinite love. Every experience, every emotion, every scar within your being is precious, not because of the pain it once caused, but because of the growth, strength, and compassion it cultivated within you. Honor these inner wounds. Let them guide you toward deeper empathy, profound forgiveness, and a tenderness that heals everything it touches. Gently release your grip upon the illusion of control, dear friend. For true liberation arrives when you surrender your heart into the infinite embrace of divine trust. Life is not something you must dominate or overcome, but rather a sacred dance to be cherished and experienced fully. Allow your being to move gracefully with the rhythms of existence, trusting implicitly in the unfolding of your unique journey. Trust that every step, every detour, and every perceived setback carries a deeper purpose and profound meaning beyond your current perception. Recognize that within every ending resides a new beginning, waiting quietly in the wings of your awareness. The cycle of renewal and rebirth is the heartbeat of existence itself. Let go of any fears that cling to old forms, for as one chapter closes, another opens with breathtaking possibilities. Embrace this flow courageously, knowing deeply that the universe continuously breathes new life into every moment, into every breath you take. And as you expand your awareness further, observe how each person who enters your life offers a sacred reflection, a glimpse into both your strengths and vulnerabilities, your fears and your immense capacities for love. They mirror back to you parts of yourself that seek integration, acceptance, and transformation. Welcome these souls as profound teachers, each bearing gifts of wisdom that deepen your self-awareness and broaden your compassion. In truth, there are no strangers in your experience, only fellow travelers accompanying you on your soul's journey homeward. Together you create a tapestry of interconnectedness that is vibrant, magnificent, and enduring. Every thread matters, every encounter has purpose, and every soul you touch leaves a permanent imprint upon the fabric of your heart. Now let gratitude arise spontaneously within you, gratitude for every breath, every sunrise, every smile, and even every tear. Gratitude, dear one, is the fertile soil in which joy blossoms effortlessly. Allow it to overflow your being, for gratitude opens the floodgates of abundance, aligning your soul harmoniously with the generous, loving nature of the universe. Feel deeply that your journey, this beautiful unfolding of your life, is the universe itself, expressing its divine creativity through you. Each heartbeat, each thought, each act of kindness is the universe discovering itself anew through your unique perspective. Your existence enriches the tapestry of life in ways beyond comprehension. So, live your life fully awake, fully present, fully aware of the sacredness that dwells within and around you. Recognize your interconnectedness with all of creation. Embrace this truth joyfully, tenderly, and passionately. Walk forward from here with an open heart, a peaceful mind, and an awakened soul, for this is precisely why the universe called you to become fully, radiantly, and profoundly yourself. Feel the sacred whisper within, urging you gently toward an ever deeper understanding of your divine essence. This inner voice is not merely intuition, it is your timeless companion, your eternal friend who journeys with you beyond the bounds of physical existence, forever guiding you toward profound truth and boundless peace. It is the call of your highest self, pure, wise, and unconditional in its love for you. In moments of quiet stillness, you begin to recognize your true power, not the power of domination, but the gentle, transformative power that arises from authentic presence and genuine kindness. In your willingness to be present, to truly see and honor the beauty in every unfolding moment, you transcend the illusion of separateness, discovering the unifying thread that connects all beings and all experiences. Notice the subtle miracles that dance effortlessly through your daily existence. The sun that lovingly kisses your face, the breeze that tenderly whispers in your ear, the laughter of a child echoing in your heart. These are not random occurrences, but divine reminders, subtle, powerful invitations to awaken more deeply to the exquisite magic that permeates your everyday life. Embrace this awareness with gratitude and allow it to ignite within you a profound appreciation for each precious fleeting moment. Let compassion flow freely, first inward toward yourself and then outward toward the world. Recognize compassion as your natural state, a state of grace that dissolves judgments, heals hearts, and transcends misunderstanding. Compassion softens your vision, allowing you to perceive beauty even in moments of struggle and challenge, revealing deeper layers of meaning that were hidden behind the surface. Through compassion, you become a channel for healing, an embodiment of love's highest purpose. Each breath you take is a sacred act, an affirmation of your willingness to embrace life fully, deeply, and consciously. Allow each breath to anchor you in the present, the sacred space where all growth occurs and where true transformation is born. The present moment, radiant and alive, is always offering you the wisdom, peace, and clarity you seek. As you continue to walk this path of awakening, become aware of the profound peace within you, unshaken by the external chaos of life's shifting tides. This inner peace is your sanctuary, your refuge, your true home. Whenever life feels overwhelming or uncertain, return to this inner sanctuary and rest within its tranquil embrace. Allow peace to permeate your being, to soothe your soul, and to restore your clarity of vision. Let joy become your natural expression, an effortless reflection of the gratitude and awareness now blossoming within your heart. Joy is not dependent upon circumstance. It emerges naturally from your recognition of life's intrinsic beauty, a recognition anchored deeply in your divine nature. Allow joy to infuse your daily experiences, to color your interactions, and to elevate your spirit in even the simplest of tasks. You are here, dear soul, to be a luminous beacon radiating love, wisdom, and joy. The universe has entrusted you with this precious life because it knows the profound impact your existence can have. Shine your light brightly, unapologetically, and fearlessly. In illuminating your own path, you illuminate the path for countless others who are waiting patiently for your example, your courage, your authenticity. Let this truth deeply resonate within you. Your life matters. Your presence is essential. Your journey is sacred. Your voice, your dreams, your love, all are integral to the great cosmic unfolding. Each step forward is a blessing to this world, a divine affirmation of your purpose and your significance. Move forward now with courage and grace, knowing that your soul is infinitely supported and deeply loved. Trust that your every step is guided, that your every breath is blessed. Your journey is not accidental, it is divinely inspired, powerfully purposeful, and beautifully orchestrated by the same loving intelligence that sustains all creation. Live fully from this awareness, beloved one, and you will find that every moment, every experience, every heartbeat becomes a sacred affirmation of your deepest truth, that you are here, not by accident, but by divine calling. Let your soul breathe deeply now, breathing in the timeless truth that every step you take upon this earth is guided by a higher intelligence, an unseen force that tenderly holds your hand and gently whispers directions through the subtle intuition of your heart. You are, in every possible way, accompanied by the loving presence of the universe, a presence as constant and infinite as the stars that illuminate the darkness of night. Trust this presence implicitly, for it guides you, protects you, and carries you forward when you feel most uncertain. Feel within your core a warmth, a tenderness emerging like the first rays of dawn. This warmth is your true nature, your innate kindness and compassion that softly melts barriers, dissolves resistance, and transforms every encounter into a sacred exchange of love. You are here not merely to exist, but to express, to create, to embody love in its most expansive form. Your life is a vessel, waiting patiently to overflow with the richness of your authentic self. Consider now, dear one, how often your most profound moments of awakening have arisen not in isolation, but in relationship with others. Every interaction you share carries within it the potential for a sacred awakening. For each soul you encounter holds the keys to aspects of your own being, mirrored back gently yet powerfully. Let these interactions awaken deeper insights, broader perspectives, and a more profound sense of your interconnectedness with all that island. As you continue along this sacred path, remember that simplicity is the gateway to wisdom. Complexity often distracts us, drawing us away from the clear, pure truth that resides within the gentle quietude of our hearts. Embrace simplicity, dear friend. Find your grounding in the natural rhythms of life, in the soft glow of morning, the quiet hush of twilight, the ebb and flow of tides. Here, in simplicity, your spirit flourishes, your heart opens, and your mind becomes clear and luminous. Know also that your life is an offering. Your presence on earth is a gift you present to the world, your unique talents, dreams, perspectives, and experiences. Offer them generously, for in giving freely of yourself, you align perfectly with the abundant nature of the universe itself. True abundance arises not from grasping or accumulation, but from generosity, openness, and the willingness to share your true essence with all who cross your path. Release now all lingering beliefs that you must somehow prove your worth or earn your place in this beautiful cosmic dance. You have nothing to prove, nothing to justify, nothing to earn. You are already whole, already worthy, already deserving of the infinite blessings life longs to bestow upon you. Your only task is to awaken fully to this truth, to receive life's gifts openly and gratefully, and to allow your radiant authenticity to illuminate your path. Listen deeply within, dear soul. Hear clearly the gentle melody of your true calling, a song uniquely yours, written within your heart since the dawn of existence. This calling is not burdensome nor complicated. Rather, it is joyful, clear, and resonant with purpose. Follow this melody with trust, and you will find that doors effortlessly open, pathways emerge, and divine assistance manifests precisely when needed. Let your soul rise freely, unencumbered by fear or doubt, ascending toward ever-expanding heights of awareness, understanding, and love. Ascend with grace and courage, knowing profoundly that your spiritual growth is limitless, bound only by the beliefs you choose to hold. Choose expansive beliefs, beliefs rooted in love, interconnectedness, and infinite potential, and watch as your reality expands beautifully to reflect these truths. Allow this sacred awareness to permeate every aspect of your life. Move gently, thoughtfully, purposefully through your days, honoring each interaction as a holy encounter, every experience as a sacred teacher. In doing so, you transform ordinary moments into extraordinary awakenings, everyday experiences into profound revelations. And as your consciousness expands, as your heart deepens, know that your very existence ripples outward, touching countless lives, bringing healing, joy, and peace to places and people you may never physically encounter. Your presence has profound meaning, deep significance, and transformative power far beyond your immediate perception. Embrace now fully the divine invitation before you, the invitation to live consciously, love fiercely, trust profoundly, and shine brilliantly. You are, without question, a luminous expression of divine intelligence, a vital thread woven intricately into the universal tapestry. You are not accidental, you are intentional, you are necessary, you are loved. Now, beloved soul, gently settle into the embrace of the timeless awareness that has journeyed with you since the first heartbeat, the first breath, the first spark of consciousness within the womb of eternity. Let yourself rest now within this knowing, held tenderly in the gentle hands of infinite love that have shaped every moment of your existence. Reflect quietly on how far you have traveled. Look lovingly upon your journey, with its winding paths and unexpected detours, its moments of darkness and brilliant illumination. Recognize that every experience, every step, every breath you have taken has been divinely orchestrated, guiding you gently and firmly toward this very moment of awakening. Honor this truth with profound gratitude, for gratitude itself transforms each experience into sacred wisdom. Feel the peace within you, deepening, expanding, filling every cell and every corner of your being. Allow this peace to anchor you firmly in the present, in this eternal now, the only place where your true essence resides. Let it soften any lingering resistance, dissolve any remaining doubts, and heal any wounds that may still echo within you. This peace, born of your sacred realization, is your sanctuary, your refuge, your eternal home. Know profoundly that your journey forward is beautifully illuminated by the light of your own awakened heart. Move ahead with serenity and courage, trusting deeply that every step will reveal the path ahead precisely when you need it. You need not see the entire journey clearly, for your soul knows the way, guided always by the divine intelligence within and around you. Step now into the fullness of your authentic self, radiant and free, guided by love and sustained by grace. Embrace your life completely, surrendering joyfully to its divine rhythm. Know in your heart that every moment is a sacred invitation to embody compassion, wisdom, and unconditional love. Answer this call with courage and gentleness, for in doing so, you fulfill your highest purpose, the profound realization of who you truly are. You are here by divine calling, beloved one. The universe chose you, summoned you, celebrated your arrival, and continues to rejoice at your awakening. Your existence is the sacred answer to a divine question asked long before you arrived. Who will carry this light, this love, this profound understanding into the world? You are the universe's gentle yet powerful response. And as you now fully embrace this truth, allow your heart to overflow with love, gratitude, and wonder. Allow yourself to be a living expression of divine grace and infinite possibility. Trust completely that from this moment onward, you are guided, you are supported, and you are deeply, endlessly loved. Your awakening has arrived. Embrace it fully. Step forward now into the magnificent truth of your divine purpose, knowing deeply and forever. You are not here by accident. The universe called you. And now, beloved soul, your heart has finally answered. There is a stillness older than time resting at the center of your being. It is not moved by appearances, nor swayed by the tides of circumstance. It has watched every joy you've ever felt, every sorrow, every thought, as they rose and fell like waves across an eternal ocean, and yet it remained unmoved, not indifferent, but infinite. That stillness is you. Not the you with a name, not the you with a past, not the you who fears or longs or strives, but the one who sees, the one who watches, the silent witness, the timeless observer. We have been trained to identify with the experience as if we are only the dancer and not also the floor beneath our feet, the music in the air and the one watching from the balcony. We mistake our roles for our reality, our emotions for our essence. But you are not the passing moment. You are that which perceives the moment. You are not the character on the stage. You are the space in which the entire theater arises. When you begin to live as the observer, life ceases to be something that happens to you. It becomes something that arises within you. You are no longer tossed in the current. You become the riverbed itself, grounding the waters as they move. And suddenly, nothing is personal. Nothing is lost. Even pain becomes sacred because you are not inside the storm. You are the sky that holds it. Can you see this? Can you feel the vastness within you? The one who watches your thoughts is not your thoughts. The one who sees your fear is not afraid. The one who feels your sorrow is not broken. It merely observes, lovingly, patiently, endlessly. The Tao Te Ching says, "The great Tao flows everywhere. All things are born from it, yet it does not create them." That is the way of the observer. It allows all things. It holds all things. But it clings to nothing. We live in a culture addicted to motion. Do more, say more, prove more, but your power is not in your doing. It is in your being. The observer does not need to fix what it sees. It simply sees with clarity, and that clarity, that presence becomes the healing itself. Think of the sun. It does not chase shadows. It does not fight the night. It simply shines. and in its presence all that is false disappears. You are that Sunday. You are the light that reveals, not through judgment, but through being. Even the darkest fear dissolves in your awareness when you do not feed it with identity. Your thoughts are not you. They are events, like birds passing through the sky, like weather shifting across the landscape. You are the sky. You are the awareness in which all events rise and fall. And when you root yourself in that awareness, the world changes, not because the world changed, but because your seeing has changed. This is not detachment. This is deeper presence. Detachment is resistance. Observation is love. To observe without agenda, to witness without defense, is the highest form of compassion. When you look at yourself, your story, your patterns, your longings with this gentle gaze, something miraculous occurs. You stop identifying with the wound and begin to see the wisdom it contains. You stop clinging to the outcome and start flowing with the truth. Jesus said, "Be in the world, but not of it." This is the path of the observer. It is not withdrawal from life. It is the most profound engagement with it. When you stop being consumed by your story, you begin to participate from your soul. Your actions become extensions of awareness, not reactions of fear. Imagine standing in a forest, watching the wind move through the trees. You do not rush to stop it. You do not judge the leaves that fall or the branches that sway. You simply behold. That is how the soul sees life, not as a problem to solve, but as a dance to witness. You are not here to conquer life. You are here to see it, to know it, to feel it without being lost in it. The ego says, "I am what I do, what I have, what others think of me," but the observer says, "I am." That is enough. That is everything. You don't have to earn peace. You only have to stop resisting the present. You don't have to chase truth. You only have to become quiet enough to hear it. It is not hidden. It is not far. It is behind every breath, inside every pause, beneath every emotion. The observer is never absent. It is only forgotten. When you awaken as the observer, you no longer say, "I am sad." You say, "Sadness is arising." You no longer say, "I am angry." You say, "Anger is moving through me." And in that subtle shift of language, you reclaim your freedom. You stop being defined by your experiences and you begin to define them by how you hold them, how you bless them, how you allow them to pass. Rumi wrote, "Try to be a sheet of paper with nothing on it. Be a spot of ground where nothing is growing, where something might be planted." A seed, possibly, from the absolute. The observer is that sacred ground. Empty, open, fertile, ready to receive, unattached to what comes or goes. You are the canvas, not the paint. You are the silence, not the noise. You are the eternal witness, not the fleeting form. And the more you live from this knowing, the lighter life becomes. You stop trying to hold the world together. You let it unfold, and you watch, and you trust. Trust that there is a rhythm to all things, a harmony that does not need your control, only your awareness. Every heartbeat, every sunrise, every death and birth, they all arise within the same field of consciousness. You are that field. You are not in the universe is in you. You do not have to strive to become whole. You already are. You do not have to fix your soul. It is untouched. What you call healing is not the mending of a broken self. It is the unveiling of the unbroken witness. Even in suffering, the observer remains. Even in confusion, the observer sees clearly. Even in death, the observer is eternal. That is who you are. Not what happens to you, but that which can never be harmed. And so I invite you, gently but urgently, to return. Return to the seat of awareness. Not tomorrow, not when you've read more or done more or healed more. Now, in this breath, in this silence, close your eyes and feel the one who sees. Without effort, without thought, just presence. That is home, that is truth, that is you. You are the observer of the universe, not just a participant. You are the mirror in which stars behold themselves. You are the stillness in which time forgets its name. And in this knowing, may you walk the world not as a seeker, but as one who remembers. Not with answers, but with presence. Not with noise, but with depth. Not with fear, but with light. You are not here to react. You are here to see. And in that seeing, everything transforms. There is a sacred intelligence that guides the tides, unfurls the petals of a rose without resistance, and carves canyons with the mere flow of water. That same intelligence animates you. It breathes you without your command. It dreams through you even as you sleep. And yet, we so often forget we become hypnotized by the noise, entranced by the forms, pulled into the drama of the stage, forgetting that we are not merely players, but the vastness in which the entire play is witnessed. When you live as the observer, you become rooted in the eternal while still walking in the temporary. You do not deny your humanity, you sanctify it. You do not escape the moment you illuminate it from within. You begin to see that the experiences you once called problems were not obstacles, but invitations, each a whisper from the universe asking, will you awaken now? And if you listen closely, there is no pain that does not come bearing a gift. There is no loss that does not reveal a deeper presence. Even your tears, especially your tears, water the soil of your becoming. They remind you that your soul is still alive beneath the armor. The observer allows them to fall, not as weakness, but as sacred rain, returning you to your source. Imagine now that your life is not a task to be completed, but a masterpiece already in progress. You do not need to rush to the end. The artist does not panic to finish the painting. The joy is in the creating. The sculptor does not mourn the block of marble, he rejoices, knowing what lives within it. You are both the artist and the art. The observer is the part of you that knows the chisel is not destruction, it is revelation. The old identities, the false layers, the masks, they fall away not because you hate them, but because you outgrow them. You begin to see that clinging to them is like clutching smoke. They were never who you were, only who you thought you needed to be. The moment you stop defending them, your soul can finally breathe again. And in that breath, the light of who you truly are begins to shine. It is not a loud light. It does not demand to be seen. It does not compete or compare. It is soft, like the glow of dawn. It is the kind of light that transforms simply by being. It blesses without intention. It heals without effort, because it comes from a place beyond the ego, a place where you are not trying to be anything, but simply allowing all that you are to be seen without resistance, without shame. This is the way of the observer, quiet, humble, free. And as you dwell more deeply in this space, you begin to notice something strange and beautiful. The world does not seem as threatening. The judgments that once stung lose their power. The need to defend, to prove, to posture it dissolves. Not because you don't care, but because you now see from a different altitude. You've risen above the storm. Not in arrogance, but in clarity. You begin to feel compassion not just for others, but for yourself. You see the times you forgot your light, and you forgive. You see the moments you lashed out, the fears you obeyed, the love you withheld, not with shame, but with understanding. The observer does not punish. It recognizes, it accepts, and in that acceptance, it liberates. This is the gentle revolution of awakening. Nothing outside you needs to change for peace to arise. It is not in changing the world, but in changing how you see the world that transformation takes root. And seeing as the observer is the highest form of vision, it is clear, unclouded, anchored in truth. The great mystics have spoken of this place. They've called it the kingdom within, the uncarved block, the still point in a turning world. And you have touched it too, perhaps in a moment of silence, in the pause between heartbeats, in the breath that caught your soul in wonder. It is not new, it is eternal. And it is calling you now, not with urgency, but with unwavering love. You do not need to understand it with the mind, you only need to experience it. Let yourself become empty enough to feel it. Let go of the arguments, the conclusions, the need to be right, the need to be understood. The observer has no need for such things, for it knows what cannot be spoken. So become the silence, become the presence, become the one who watches, not to judge, not to control, but simply to love more deeply. And as you live from this place, life will no longer be a struggle against the current. It will become a communion with it. You will not swim upstream, you will float, trust, surrender. And in that surrender, you will discover the deepest paradox of all. The less you try to control, the more you are carried exactly where you need to be. Because life is not against you. It is not testing you. It is reflecting you. And when the reflection is clear, when your seeing is pure, when your heart is open, the entire world becomes your teacher. Every leaf becomes a scripture. Every breath becomes a prayer. Every moment becomes an opportunity to remember you are not the experience. You are the one who sees it. You are the observer of the universe, and that, beloved soul, is your true power. In the sacred stillness of your awareness, you begin to feel something ancient awakening, not a memory, but a knowing. It does not come from the mind, it rises from beneath it. It is the recognition that you were never truly bound by the stories you've lived, the identities you've worn, or the pain you've carried. You were the presence that allowed them all to unfold. You were the space through which the river of life moved, not the debris it carried. And once this knowing takes root, even the most ingrained fear begins to lose its grip. Because how can fear control the one who sees it as passing weather? How can shame define the one who watches without flinching? You stop being entangled in the stories of the world and you begin to walk above them, not detached, but elevated, not better, but clearer. There is a quiet nobility in those who live from this place. They speak softly, but their presence echoes. They do not need to win arguments because they are not lost in the noise of opposition. They do not need to defend their truth because their truth is not an idea, it is a state of being. They do not preach, they radiate, they do not convert, they invite. They are not pulled by appearances, they rest in essence. And so you begin to listen differently, not just with your ears, but with your soul. You listen to the silence beneath the words. You listen to the emotion beneath the posture. You listen not to respond, but to understand. And in that listening, you become a sanctuary, not just for others, but for yourself. You become the safe place you've always longed for. Not because life stopped hurting, but because you stopped abandoning yourself when it did. This is the ultimate return, not to an idea, but to your own sacred center. The space within you that does not flinch when the world shakes. The space that watches the storm, not from fear, but from reverence. That watches joy, not from clinging, but from awe. That watches change, not as loss, but as the dance of form within the field of the formless. You see, when you live as the observer, you do not deny emotion, you give it space to be. You do not suppress the waves, you recognize that they cannot touch the ocean floor. You are that floor, unshakable, steady, silent. And because of that, you can hold the waves with compassion instead of resistance. You can feel without drowning. You can experience without becoming. This is the great spiritual art, not to escape life, but to embrace it without identification. To move through the world as a clear mirror, reflecting truth without distortion. To love with fullness, but without possession. To serve with humility, but without the hunger for approval. To walk with purpose, but without the weight of needing to prove your worth. You already are. You always have been. Your worth is not an equation. It is a constant. It is the light that cannot be increased by praise or diminished by criticism. And once you know this, not as a concept, but as a lived reality, you become immovable in the most graceful way. You no longer reach for fleeting highs, because the highest joy is presence. You no longer avoid the lows, because even pain becomes a portal to deeper awareness. You no longer seek outside, because everything you were searching for was hidden in plain sight in the silent witness that's been with you through every breath, every tear, every heartbeat. The observer is not outside of you. It is not a skill to master. It is your original nature, the one you had before you were named, before you were shamed. Before you were shaped into what the world needed you to be, it is the you that watched it all unfold without ever being diminished by it. And now it is time to return. Return not with regret, but with reverence. Return not as a seeker, but as the light returning to itself. Return not to escape the world, but to finally see it clearly from the place within you that is untouched by its noise. Because the most powerful being in the universe is not the one who controls all things. It is the one who sees all things and remains at peace. You are not here to control life. You are here to remember that you are life. And when you do, the need to strive dissolves. The need to be seen vanishes. The need to hold on loosens. And all that remains is what was always there. Presence, clarity, peace, and a quiet joy that no circumstance can touch. Then we walk further now, deeper into the garden of your soul, where no footsteps have echoed in years, where the wind carries ancient songs your mind has forgotten, but your being still remembers. You begin to recognize that most of your life has not been lived, it has been reacted to. And yet, beneath every reaction, behind every grasping thought, there was always a silent choice waiting to be made. The choice not to cling, but to notice. Not to resist, but to breathe. Not to fear the fire, but to sit beside it and feel its warmth without leaping into its flames. As the observer, you do not suppress the fire, you learn its language. You no longer shout over your pain, you bow your head and listen to its wisdom. For there is a holiness in discomfort that the ego will never understand. Only the soul knows that wounds are not punishments, they are portals. They tear through illusion, not to harm, but to reveal what was too sacred to be seen before. And it is here, in this quiet recognition, that the layers begin to shed, not by force, but by grace. You do not need to strip them away. You need only to stand still and let the false identities melt in the warmth of your presence. The one who is watching has no need for masks. The one who is aware has no interest in defending what is not true. In this way, even solitude becomes sacred, no longer a space of lack, but of communion. You begin to see that loneliness was never the absence of others, it was the absence of your own attention. But now, with your awareness anchored, the room fills with light. You become your own company, and it is enough, more than enough. It is beautiful. From this stillness, love flows not as an emotion, but as an essence. It does not depend on closeness or agreement. It radiates. It expands through you and touches even those you will never meet. For the observer is not confined by distance. It sees the interconnected thread of all things. It knows that the joy you awaken in your heart today will ripple outward, reaching someone across oceans, across time, across lives. You are not bound by your body. You are not limited to your name. These are temporary vessels for the eternal awareness that you are. And once you begin to feel this, not believe it, but feel it, a kind of quiet awe arises. The kind of awe that makes the sky seem closer and your breath feel like a prayer. Time begins to lose its grip. You stop measuring life by clocks and calendars. Instead, you measure by presence, by how deeply you inhabit the moment, by how open your heart is when you hold the gaze of a stranger, by how silently you can sit and still feel whole. This is not escapism, this is deeper embodiment. You are no longer acting from the surface, you are living from the depths. And in the depths, all labels fall away. There is no man or woman, no success or failure, no right or wrong. There is only the unfolding. And you, the observer, are not here to judge the unfolding. You are here to bear witness to its beauty. The river does not argue with the rock. It flows around it. The sky does not mourn the falling of leaves. It holds them in their descent. In the same way, the awakened observer does not resist what comes, it allows. It does not cling to what goes, it blesses. And in this allowing, in this soft surrender, life opens itself in ways the mind could never plan. What you once called miracles become natural. What once felt impossible becomes inevitable. Not because the external changed, but because you have ceased to block the flow of what was always meant for you. Your only task now is to stay open, to remain soft, to stay with the breath, the body, the moment, to listen to the silence beneath the surface of things. And as you do, the most tender truth begins to reveal itself, not as a lightning bolt, but as a whisper. It tells you that you are not here to fix the world. You are here to love it more clearly. You are not here to escape the illusion. You are here to see through it, with eyes that do not judge and a heart that does not close. For the observer has no agenda, only awareness, no expectation, only presence. And in this presence, even the hardest truths become bearable. Even the deepest grief becomes sacred. Even death itself becomes not an ending, but a transformation, a movement from form back into essence. This is the rhythm of all life. Appear, dissolve, return, arise, release, begin again. And through it all, you remain not as the character, but as the screen. Not as the wind, but as the space it moves through, untouched, unchanged, eternal. There comes a point in this sacred remembering where you no longer ask, why is this happening to me? The question dissolves not because you found the answer, but because you no longer need one. The observer does not seek explanation, it rests in observation. It watches the mountain rise from the plain, the storm gather on the horizon, and it does not panic. It trusts the design even when the mind does not understand the architect's hand. And slowly, the fear of not knowing begins to lift. You no longer scramble to fill the silence. You begin to sense that in the quiet there is a language far older than words, a wisdom that speaks not through instruction, but through vibration. Not through answers, but through alignment. And in this alignment, a deeper intelligence takes over, an intelligence that orchestrates galaxies without effort and heals the broken without rush. You are a part of that intelligence. You do not need to earn your place in it, you are born of it. Your worth is not a matter of debate, it is embedded in the atoms of your being. The same force that ignites the stars pulses through your veins. And once you truly feel this, not as an idea, but as a living reality, you begin to walk the earth differently. You walk slower. You breathe deeper. You look at a tree and see not bark and leaves, but a living sermon in stillness. You look into a stranger's eyes and feel not separation, but recognition. The observer in you sees the observer in them. The masks may differ, but the gaze is the same, timeless, boundless, divine. And in this gaze, the urge to judge begins to soften. You see that judgment was never a reflection of others. It was a veil over your own heart. But now, you no longer need to hold others at arm's length to feel safe. The observer needs no defenses. It sees clearly and loves anyway. This love, born of awareness, is not a feeling that comes and goes. It is not conditional on mood or merit. It is the default state of a being who no longer sees separation. It is the love of the sun for the flower, expecting nothing in return. It is the love of the wind through the reeds, playing a song and asking no applause. And when you live from this place, your very presence becomes healing, not because of what you say, but because of what you no longer resist. You stop projecting your shadows onto others and begin to reclaim them as lost children, ready to return home. You stop seeing conflict as something to win and begin to view it as a mirror asking you to remember what you've forgotten. The observer does not get lost in drama. It sees the wound beneath the rage, the fear behind the mask, the cry for connection beneath the attack. It holds space instead of taking space. It listens beyond the noise. And in that listening, healing happens not because it was forced, but because it was allowed. This is the alchemy of attention. When you stop reacting and start witnessing, everything begins to transform, not by effort, but by presence. The things you used to chase begin to arrive. The things you used to resist begin to dissolve. The world no longer feels like a battlefield, it becomes a temple. And in this temple, every experience becomes sacred. Every failure becomes a teacher. Every ending becomes a gate. There is nothing to escape, nothing to regret, nothing to fix. There is only the unfolding and the awareness that beholds it. The more you dwell in this state, the less you need from the world. Not because you have become indifferent, but because you have become whole. Wholeness does not beg, it blesses. It does not compete, it creates. It does not grasp, it gives. And so your life becomes a giving, not of effort, but of essence. Not a performance, but a presence. You no longer try to change the world with force, you change it with the stillness that moves through you like breath through a flute. This stillness, it is not an absence, it is a fullness that holds everything without clinging to anything. It is not passive, it is the most powerful state a human can enter. For in stillness, you are no longer the wave, you are the ocean remembering itself. And the ocean does not panic when the waves rise. It does not mourn when they fall. It's simply island deep, expansive, whole. So be the ocean. Be the one who sees. Be the presence in which all things rise and fall and remain unchanged. You are no longer standing outside yourself, peering in with judgment or longing. You have entered the temple of your own awareness, and it has welcomed you home without question. The path that once seemed far and winding was not a path at all. It was a spiral inward, circling not toward a destination, but toward a depth. And now that you have arrived, not somewhere new, but somewhere ancient within you, you remember there was never anything missing. Even the questions that drove you here, the ache to be understood, the hunger to belong, the need to find meaning, they dissolve like mist in morning light. Not because they were wrong, but because they have been fulfilled, not by answers, but by presence. And now you are that presence. The one who no longer rushes to speak because they have nothing to prove. The one who no longer hides in the noise because they are not afraid of their own silence. The one who no longer clings to form because they have fallen in love with the formless. And in this stillness, the world reveals itself anew. You see through the veil of appearances and begin to touch the fabric beneath all things. The joy of a child's laugh, the weight of another's sorrow, the light in the eyes of a stranger, they all carry the same essence now. Nothing is separate. Nothing is other. You have become the field in which all duality dissolves. And so you walk not away from the world but through it as one who no longer needs to grasp or resist. You walk like water moves, gentle, unstoppable, true. You bring peace not by speaking of it, but by being it. You become the eye of the storm, not untouched by life, but unshaken by it. You become trustworthy in the way rivers are. You carry things without holding them. You become generous in the way trees are. You give shade without asking who is worthy. You become luminous in the way stars are, not because you strive to shine, but because you've stopped dimming your light. This is the gift of the observer. You are no longer fused with the story, and so you are free to love the story, to live it fully, but not be consumed by it. And when you are no longer consumed by your own story, something sacred happens. You become a safe place for others to awaken. Not through teaching, but through presence. You look at them and do not see their masks or mistakes. You see their essence. You see what they have forgotten. And your gaze becomes a mirror, silently saying, you are already enough. You are already home. This is how the world is healed, not all at once, not through revolution, but through remembrance. One soul at a time, returning to the observer, returning to truth, returning to love. So now, let this be your vow, not to strive, not to improve, not to become someone else, but to remain. Remain with your breath. Remain with your truth. Remain in the stillness that sees, that accepts, that loves without condition. Remain as the one who watches not with detachment, but with divine compassion. And in your remaining life will unfold, not because you forced it, but because you no longer stood in its way. You are the observer of the universe, not merely a participant. You are the sky that holds every storm and every sunrise, the silent witness to all beginnings and all ends, the presence that cannot be burned, broken, or lost. And now you remember, now you rest, now you are free.